Just to give some background on this video, this will cover the original run that came out in the 90s on Cartoon Network and Toonami, which started with the Ocean dub and then was taken over by Funimation. For the sake of arguments, I am pretending that this is the only version of Dragon Ball Z that exists and will be judging it as such. Hopefully anyone that watches this video that didn't grow up with this version will learn some things and maybe understand why so many hold it in such high regard despite its issues. So a lot of people still seem to think that Trunks is stronger than Vegeta during this time, and that's not really the case. It's stated quite a few times that Vegeta could have used the form that Trunks used, but he knew about the drawbacks, so he didn't. What I'm actually confused about is Trunks already knew this, but still made it seem like he had far surpassed Vegeta.
5 years later, the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament was held.
Master Roshi says that the 22nd World Tournament took place 5 years after the conclusion of the 21st tournament, but it actually took place 3 years later.
They both gave it everything they had, but neither could outdo the other. Goku narrowly missed becoming the champion, and they had to call it a draw.
This fight wasn't a draw at all. Tien won.
By the time the 23rd tournament came around, Goku had married Chi-Chi.
Technically, Goku sorta proposed, not really proposed, but they weren't married at the time the tournament came around. They got married after the tournament ended and after Goku beat Piccolo.
The result of their battle left the tournament rink destroyed and the surrounding area in a shambles. That's why there hasn't been a World Martial Arts Tournament since.
So this isn't true either. We know that there has to have been a tournament before this because Hercule is stated to be the world champion. When it took place is not, it's kind of up in the air. Could have been during the 3-year time period when they were training or whatever, but that's probably the most likely place. But we know that there was a tournament before this one. Gohan has never seen Cell, but he has a dream about Cell in his perfect form when he's in the hyperbolic time chamber.
Didn't you know you can only spend 2 days inside?
But it's true. After 48 hours, the entrance will disappear, and you will be trapped inside for eternity.
So this is the first of many retcons that the wonderful Dragon Ball Super has provided for us. This turns out to be false, as Vegeta uses the room at least 2 more times that I can recall from memory. I'm not going to count this as a mistake because technically it's not a Dragon Ball Z mistake, it's a Dragon Ball Super mistake, but it's just something to keep an eye on. Maybe at the end of this I'll have a Dragon Ball Super retcon counter or something like that.
Did you discover some great new secret in the hyperbolic time chamber?
Actually, yes.
What? When did he do that? I was with him the whole time.
Again, the foreshadowing is amazingly done here. It's easy to see now since we already know what's going to happen, but they were planting the seeds right there in our face and we didn't even know about it back then. So rewatching it now, it's cool to see and catch all these things. I don't know why Goku thought Krillin was actually drowning when they can all fly, but Goku is an idiot, so... Episodes like this are really cool to me. It's a nice break in the action, and to me it kind of gives off OG Dragon Ball vibes. The cursed meme. There's 9 jets in this shot, but when the angle changes there's only 8, and then it changes again, and then it goes to 7. Ouch, double mistake. This type of filler is useless and adds nothing to the story. Plus these characters are really annoying. So I'm not really sure what this scene means because nothing was ever confirmed about this, and there isn't a page in the manga that I can go back to and reference this, but I'm assuming that Vegeta could sense that Gohan was holding back some of his strength, or maybe he was just observing the controlled Super Saiyan forms on Gohan and comparing it to Goku. Vegeta glancing over at Gohan didn't happen in the manga either, so this is anyone's guess as to what it means, to be honest. Either way, I think it's good foreshadowing and it's telling a story without words. I never realized this because it's been so long since I've seen the intros for these episodes, since my English versions don't have them, but this clip is actually the shot from the Head Chala intro.
He did it! Goku has beat Cell. That means that he won the tournament.
Can't you see that's exactly what Cell wants you to think? If you weren't so busy celebrating, you would notice that Cell's life force is not diminished.
Look, he's right. No, it can't be.
Team 4-Star jokes about this a lot, but I wonder why they think Cell is done after this. Before we had the Ultra Instant Kamehameha in Dragon Ball Super, we had the Instant Transmission Kamehameha, or the Warp Kamehameha, which it's called in video games. This was by far the best Kamehameha we've had in the series. It was never seen before. It's something that was done for the first time. We didn't know what Goku was doing, and because this fight felt like it had real stakes, it actually meant something. Gotta give him a point here. After he drops the barrier, Cell is missing a purple streak on the side of his face. The beginning of this iconic fight. Plus, I love the look from Gohan right here. There's no way the fight on the TV could be shown from different angles like this, since there's only one cameraman there, and he's just been shown to be hiding behind a rock the whole time.
Darn you, Goku! You promised me you wouldn't let our baby boy fight that monster!
Goku actually never promised her this. He quite literally ran away when she asked him to promise her.
Goku, you have to promise me that Gohan won't get involved.
Gotta run!
Goku, wait! He wouldn't even promise me.
Your son may be the most powerful person in the world, but he's also a scared 11-year-old boy.
Okay, so I guess in this version, Gohan is 11 because he started off as 5 in the Raditz Saga, but he's actually supposed to be 10. In the original version, he starts out at 4.5, then he trained for a year with Piccolo for Vegeta and Nappa, which made him 5.5. Then 3 months to get to Namek, which would make him 5 and 9 or 10 months. Then a year for Goku to return, which would make him 6. Then 3 years of training for the androids, which would make him 9. And then a year in the hyperbolic time chamber, which technically aged his body, which would make him 10. Over 170 episodes have led to this moment right here. There's absolutely no words that are needed. I'm just going to give them this. The way that Gohan takes the sensu beans back is incredibly cool to me. And then this shot right here, which is a direct shot from the manga, 2 more points. Why not? Okay, cool stuff just keeps on happening. I'm just going to give them 3 more points for this entire episode and call it a day. Gohan actually kills 8 Cell Juniors, but Cell only creates 7 of them. I kind of feel bad for finding a mistake from this episode, but I have to be consistent. Trunks' shirt is missing the collar from this angle. Gohan says May twice when charging his Kamehameha wave. Cell fired his Kamehameha wave, but in this next shot his hands are still behind his back. When Tien and Yamcha are about to take off to help Gohan, Trunks' wound disappears. What a conclusion to this story. I always thought that the Namek Saga was my favorite, but after this rewatch, I'm starting to reconsider the Android arc as my favorite. There were so many good moments and excellent storytelling in this one. Although I feel like the stakes of the Namek Saga were a little bit higher, it added a little more tension. Either way, this is a great conclusion, and I'm giving them a point for the most iconic beam struggle in anime history.
Gosh, Dende.
It can be lonely at the top.
Yo, Dende has bars? Android 17 is missing his long sleeve white shirt when the frame changes. The old guy fires 8 shots from a 6-shooter. Alright, black tank top Trunks is iconic. It says Capsule Coupe instead of Capsule Corp. Trunks' eyebrows are black while in Super Saiyan form.